FreeGangRadio.com. Take over. Last mission. Final boss mode. Yeah. Pre-game. Alright, so anyways, I'm late to the fucking ring game chat as always. So, I first had to see the little tweet y'all niggas posted up. I can't believe y'all niggas think the Mayweather's more dominant performance is Corrales between
because it was. Right. I mean, I think.
Hold on, wait. Which fight lasted longer?
The Corrales one did.
Okay, yeah, all right.
But
there you go.
It's not just, it's more than that. To me, I factor in a lot of things. I factor in what were we expecting before the fight, and then how it played out in the fight, and the manner of how it played out. Me, as great as the Gotti fight was, everybody knew that was going to happen. That Gotti was going to be target practice from the beginning. Whereas going into the Corrales fight, people thought Mayweather would lose.
That shit was like a 50-50 fight. It wasn't no fucking niggas thought Mayweather would lose. Fuck out of here. Don't rewrite fucking history.
I'm not rewriting history. There were a lot of people that picked Mayweather to lose.
But that's not being the underdog or being on some. Well, I think he's gonna lose. Should a lot of niggas pick Mosley to beat Floyd too? I mean,
not to that.
Yeah, not to that degree. I feel you.
Yeah, but meanwhile, no one was picking Gotti to beat. Nobody.
Yeah, but which fight? Like when I look at a dominant performance, I'm not really looking at the opponent. I'm looking at as good as the one guy looked. Like I'm not gonna say
Corrales was as good as
that was a one-sided ass whooping that everybody has a 50-50 fight. Like
meanwhile for Gotti, that was expected he would take an ass whooping, and like I said, this
is the thing. I know niggas did not expect Floyd to unload that type of ass whooping on Gotti. Niggas just rewriting history. Like niggas knew Floyd would win and beat his ass.
The only thing that was for sure about Gotti and Floyd was the fact that it wasn't Floyd Mayweather.
Well, I couldn't hear it because of the Fast and the Furious in the background.
Like I said, the only for sure thing about Gotti and versus Floyd was the only reason why it was on pay-per-view was because of Gotti. That was the only thing Gotti had over Floyd, because Gotti was a draw and Floyd was not at that particular time. But
I look at it as significant because it was Floyd's first big damn main event, like his first pay-per-view, and he had a crazy over-the-top live-ass performance, especially after that damn the undercard, which we didn't see that coming, with Vivian Harris getting knocked out.
Vivian Harris.
When I look at Gotti and Floyd, like Floyd's ripping the combinations. He's like all over him. Like with Corrales, it's more like a great aggressive boxing performance. Yeah, it's a top fighter. Yeah, that's cool. And yeah, Floyd looked phenomenal. But when the fight I want to see more of, like when I rewatch a fight, I go back to the Gotti performance. Like to me, that Floyd, like you put that Floyd against like anybody at 140, like I don't know, he could do some fucking damage. Like I know niggas say, yeah, it's Gotti, but Gotti was no fucking slouch at the time. We knew he was gonna lose, but
yeah, no, but Corrales, whereas we know guys, that Gatti was going to lose. Corrales was actually dangerous, and then look at the opponent at the time of their fights. You can't ignore it. Corrales was a dangerous fighter.
Yeah, he was. I'm not saying he was. I'm saying how good Floyd looked, not how good his opponent looked or how good his opponent was heralded.
Floyd looked great, but Floyd looked great in the Corrales fight.
He did. He got 5 knockdowns, and Corrales kept coming up, taking them shits. Gotti couldn't take them shits no more, man. He put Gotti away. Niggas had to stop that shit. They was gonna kill this. It's bro, honestly, shit. Because I feel like those are two popular names. I feel like Floyd was more impressive in the Philip and Ndo fight, the Philip and Ndo fight.
Yeah, because he was super offensive. Yeah, but
that's kick ass, nigga.
Yeah. If anyone says what are Floyd's best victories, they either point to Corrales or the Canelo win. Those are the two that everyone likes.
The Canelo win, fuck out of here. That shit was trash.
Honestly, I prefer the Hernandez fight over the Gatti fight. If we're keeping it real.
What, Gennaro?
I can see the Hernandez fight. I could give you the Hernandez. I could see that. Floyd was amazing in that shit.
That was and that was his first real that was his first real fight, and he dominated Hernandez.
Yeah, and I've always said on the low Gennaro Hernandez should be in the Hall of Fame, and he's only lost to Floyd and Oscar, but and he's who knows why he's not in there?
Because it's okay, when I look at I guess when I see it, say for instance, we looking at Roy Jones, he has so many crazy opponents. When I look at the dominant performances, I guess you could put him in two categories: one against a top level opponent, and just one where he's just amazing and it don't matter who's he's in front of. Like the Richard Hall performance. To me, I would put that over the James Toney performance.
And I would not.
I wouldn't. For Roy, it was either James Toney or Reggie Johnson. Reggie Johnson. Reggie Johnson is one of
you could put the Virgil Hill performance over both of them, all both of them shits. And put his ass away with a gunshot type of body shot.
Yeah, that's also true. Virgil Hill was a good fight, and so was Reggie Johnson. Reggie Johnson.
See, I'm not looking at the career greatest performance, their career best win type shit. I'm not looking at it like that. If we looking at it like that, then we know off rip Corrales is Floyd to me best career win. When you look at how dangerous an opponent is and how good Floyd looked.
Like I said, Floyd. The Floyd in the crossfight though is the Floyd I like to actually watch. That was prime Floyd.
Yeah. I like that. I like the Gotti Floyd.
Even if Gotti, Greg Gotti was there.
And the chop Floyd, the chop and the Gotti Floyd, man. To me, that's Floyd at his best. Right after Pretty Boy Floyd, but right before Money May.
Well, that's your opinion.
Fuck that, my opinion dope as hell, nigga. Straight. That was some of the best offensive Floyd you got in his career around that time.
Yeah, because he let his hands go. That's the thing. When he lets his hands go,
I think that 140 was a good weight for him, man.
Well, he didn't stay. Well, did he even? He only stayed for 3 fights, and they weren't all that entertaining.
What? Chop fight was dope as hell. The only fight that was worthless was the Bruce Ellis fight.
That one, yeah.
Yeah, the one fight this nigga having down here. Jeez. The one time I get the chance to get a Floyd fight, he picked the damn worst fucking fight ever. So I said, I'm good.
I just do think that's interesting that you said you would pick the Richard Hall fight over all the other Roy fights.
Bro, Roy Jones was doing some crazy shit in that.
I know. I don't know. I just feel like when
I say dominance,
maybe because I do take like their like opponents like into
That's what I'm
consideration.
saying. Take the opponent out of it.
Because I was like, wait a minute, I feel like I would take the Clinton Woods fight over the Richard Hall fight.
Fuck out of here. Like Roy Jones was like, he was on the slide in the damn Clinton Woods fight. Like that's when he was starting to.
And
He wasn't like Roy Jones like that.
He still beat the crap out of Clinton Woods.
But it wasn't Roy Jones, man. Like you could see the difference between Clinton Woods and Richard Hall. Like Clinton Woods is when Roy started that damn. It was right before the Ruiz fight. Like Clinton Woods was tough, and you know what I mean. But it's like in retrospect, it looked good because Woods was going the distance with a lot of people after that, and Roy Jones still stopped him. But
yeah.
But damn, man, like Richard Hall, he was hitting dude and then running behind him and hitting him again from the opposite end. Like, bruh.
Well, Richard Hall wasn't the most defensively responsible fighter.
Yeah.
But still,
maybe it's just because I don't think highly of Richard Hall.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. Take the opponent out of it. Okay, you know what? Another one, Vinny Panzia.
I knew you was gonna say that. I knew you was gonna say Vinny Panzia. See, that's a good one though. I mean,
with the damn multiple uppercuts, like, bruh.
Yeah.
You know another one that low key. I think it's the Murky Sosa.
Murky Sosa, yeah. Because that was a dominant one. Because Sosa gave Tony a tough fight, gave a lot of people tough fights.
And then
was teleporting on this nigga.
And then also too, I mean, I did a Forgotten Fate on Murky Sosa with the Prince Charles fights.
I knew you were gonna say Prince Charles.
Yeah. And Murky Sosa was teeth tough. Like Murky Sosa was a bad dude. You know, and then Roy wasted him in 2 rounds. You know?
I know people complain about the stoppage, but man, he actually put dude in a position like that, though. That's the thing, like.
Yeah, Sosa was getting timed and dropped, like, and Sosa was out there cursing at the ref. It's like, what the?
Yeah, he was fighting the ref at the end. Like. Was attacking, but you see how Roy Jones was attacking in that fight, like. He was doing jumping left hooks from like 5 feet away, like it was literally like fighting Nightcrawler in a broom closet.
Yeah,
like how do you fight that, like, bruh? Like a nigga just teleporting around you, throwing hooks and lead rights.
Not much you can do.
Yeah, no, but at least I can understand that because Murky Sosa was at least he was a dangerous guy at the time.
All I'm saying is when you take the opponent out of it, you start looking at like, God damn, like Tyson. I mean, we could say like the Spinks fight. You know, a lot of people say the Spinks fight, but me, I might say Pinkerton Thomas or
Pinkerton Thomas.
I might even say the Botha fight just for a way opposite ass reason, because a lot of times people say Tyson ain't really had a heart to come back through adversity, and that's one fight where he did it and he was past it. So
yeah,
and the knockout was like insane. I mean, like
it was a one-shot knockout. Most people, for the argument that Tyson, he only punched a combination. No, Tyson could end the fight with one shot. Could always end the fight with one shot, and that was a perfect example of that.
Especially when you drop your hands and you showboat.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that was a perfect 6-inch punch. Like,
I could understand if he was doing that to Tyson in like the 9th or 10th round. Maybe in the 8th round, but you doing that like in the 4th, 3rd, 4th, 5th round. You deserved everything you got.
Yeah, I mean that was a spectacular knockout.
But yeah, man. I mean, I guess I see what y'all saying.
I mean, to me, my personal favorite was the Biggs fight, the Tyrell Biggs fight. For me,
that's a good one.
Yeah, he destroyed. I mean, Tyrell Biggs was already on drugs, but he destroyed that guy from head to toe.
I mean, ain't Tyson fault.
Yeah, no, of course it wasn't Tyson's fault. Biggs was rushed, and
For me, I would probably be Biggs, then Spinks, then Tucker, and then Burbick. And then
Burbick would definitely be in there.
Yeah.
Those are probably the top 5, like a favorite, like not even like looking at who the guys were, but just like the most dominant. Those 5 would probably be up there.
I just like the finish of the Pinkleton Thomas fight. Like,
Yeah,
that is amazing.
And those are like, and even you know, some of the when Tyson was past his prime, like the Bruno fight, or the second one, that was like he showed signs of like old Tyson in the Bruno fight.
Yeah, because Bruno got ruined by McCall though. He already had an eye issue. That was the problem. So Bruno was fighting scared. Like Bruno didn't like.
Yeah,
Bruno,
he was scared as fuck.
Yeah, like because his eye was damaged. So so basically when he got hit with that shot, dude pretty much started doing like skipping. You know, like he was out of there. You know.
No, I'm good.
Yeah. Bruno pretty much gave up his belt because he had no choice.
He was compensated though. He compensated well.
Yeah, exactly. You know, but yeah, I mean, post prison Tyson, there wasn't too much to really look at. But yeah, that was a good victory. You know, that was, I mean,
yeah. When you look at Tyson, I mean, but I can see where y'all coming from though. Like, I honestly can see it. I guess maybe like if when you be specific and you take out the opponent, that's how I look at it. Like, you know, but yeah, of course, I would definitely say.
I mean, I just feel like the opponents do matter because it shows it's on a different level of, you know. For me, I've always looked at it. It's easier to beat up on hapless guys than a guy that's really on your level, that's supposed to be on your level, and you dominate him. But I mean, it is what it is.
No. Don't get me wrong. The opponents do matter because I mean, obviously, a guy wouldn't fight any old type of way against even with a top level dude.
Even with Tyson, like I would say, like probably of all those fights I mentioned, I would probably say if I were to pick Tyson's brain and maybe say which probably was his toughest, or the guy that like gave him like that he really like looked at that's the most challenging, probably would be Tony Tucker, because I think he used to. I remember there was an old clip where he would like tell us like somebody he was gonna fight, like go fight Tony Tucker, then come fight me. So the fact that he would say something like that, in my mind, feels like, oh, he holds Tony Tucker in high regards. But that's just me.
See, damn, it's like we got our own Ring TV spinoff, best of series. Best you ever looked against, no matter what.
And honestly, I don't even like to watch the Tyson Tucker fight. I really don't.
Really?
Yeah.
No, it's not one of my favorite fights to watch.
I mean, I out of his most dominant wins, I put that up there. It's probably, like I said, I think it's like 3rd or 4th for me.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the Tyson fights that have actually gone the distance are not, with the exception of the second Razor Ruddock fight, they're not that entertaining to me.
Yeah.
But I actually kind of like it when he goes the distance, because people people always are like, they don't expect Tyson to go the distance. When it does go the distance, it's like,
So you getting weird now, like Pat, bro. Like dial it back a little.
That's not weird though. Like, I don't know.
I like it when Roy Jones pot shots at those 10 punches around and carries the guy to the distance, and he's a postal worker.
Or no, I mean,
he's taking up my HBO subscription.
Sometimes it's not carrying them to the distance.
I know, but
they were tough enough to make it to the distance.
I you know what? I used to feel that way, but when I learned to box and I went to real gym, I kind of understood that sometimes these niggas just don't want to put the little extra oomph in it. I've come away the opposite thinkings when I went to the gym. I've had that thing of, there are these guys that you're just, whatever you do, you're not getting them out of there. They have went in there and said, you are not getting me out of here, and they're holding to that. I feel like that iron will is just unbreakable sometimes. If you really, I feel that way when I see a guy actually throw good punches. And he does that, and then I'm like, okay, yeah, you ain't getting dude out of here. But don't try to just throw some love taps or some regular 1-2s with nothing really on it, with no mustard on them, and then act like, oh, okay, well, let me go the distance now. He's tough. Hey, guy, he's tough. Like, no, like, if you're going to say that, you better be throwing bombs like Forrest was at Baltimore before you talking about, guess I can't knock him out.
Yeah, that's why I like Tyson versus Reddick 2 so much, because Tyson and Reddick were throwing heat at each other for 12 rounds. They were trying to body each other for 12 rounds. And they failed, but they brutalized each other, which was cool. So
yeah, even if it's a one-side fight, and I feel like if a dude for 8 or 9 rounds, he's throwing bombs at you, and you just kind of hang tough and you stay there, and he kind of lets up, I could respect that. But don't just have 2 good rounds and you throwing some heat, and then you just say, "All right, I'm good."
I mean, come on now, LB, as somebody who's been in the gym, and somebody with an eye for boxing, I think you know the difference when somebody is really has that iron will, and when sometimes the guy is just carrying him.
Yeah, okay. I know the semantic battles happen a little earlier now. I guess the word carry was too strong of a word. It's more like a silent agreement type of thing.
No. And I didn't mean carrying to that degree. I know what you meant, like with the silent agreement. Like for me, an example we said with Roy Jones, I felt like he did that with McCollum. Like he just kind of just let him off the hook. Because if he really wanted to, he could have got McCollum out of there. Like McCollum at that point wasn't. He was there for the taking. He wasn't the same.
That's what I'm saying. But then he just kind of regulated himself to just clowning dude and pot shotting and hey da 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 da. Like you always want to use. You claim the 4 Kings ducked you. Well, Roy Jones didn't duck you. Here, take this, take that. Like. I'm just saying, I don't know what was going on in dude head. I know he a Florida dude like myself, so I mean, I'm just guessing. I know Roy got jokes, so I'm just saying. So, but you know what I'm talking about. Like think about it. Like okay, that's one example. Another example is Winky and Trinidad. Trinidad was getting buckled by jabs, and Winky was just so content on just saying, jab.
Yeah, I mean, Winky just boxed his head off. Like Winky
he had a chance to make himself a star that night. Yeah, and he said no.
I always thought it was a mistake that Winky never got out of first gear. Winky was beating his ass so bad with first gear that he
Well, I felt he probably didn't need to go out of first gear. He was good, just right there. There was no reason to.
You're trying to be a star. You always complaining about, oh man, I had to fight in Europe and Italy and all these places to earn my stripes. People always lowballing me, this, that. This dude offer a fight, this cat dug me, and then you finally get the big stage, and then what you do, you lay the stinkiest of fucking eggs.
Well, it wasn't.
Nah. You're going a little too far. That wasn't an egg.
He won clean. He won clean, clear. But there's no memorable fight like that, and he had a chance to do something memorable. That's how I'm looking at it. I grade hard.
I guess so.
Especially when he complains about not being a fan favorite. You can't have a performance like that and do that. Like, to me, he could have stopped Trinidad that night. This ain't Mikael Kessler and Andrade and Kessler's throwing heated 1-2s all fucking night, and he just ain't stopping dude. Mm-hmm. Like Forrest and Baldwin, and Forrest is just throwing 1-2s, heavy ones all night. He ain't stopping dude. We talking about that type of shit, not no Kermit Cintron, Alfredo Angulo throw some bombs for like 4 rounds and like yeah, okay, I'll just outbox him.
Yeah.
But I mean with Cintron, I guess in that case he needed to do that.
It was probably
I was proud of Cintron that fight. I ain't even gonna lie. So, but this is my that's one example of it, but I felt like Cintron at least landed some bombs before he kind of tested Angulo chin, is what I'm saying. Yeah, some of these dudes don't even test the guy chin, and they just be like, well, okay.
Yeah, I mean, or even another example, really, of Hopkins and William Joppy too. And well,
God,
yeah, wow.
I mean,
that was a bet, though. I mean, that was a little extra.
Yeah, Hopkins beat. I couldn't figure out how Hopkins couldn't stop him because that nigga's head was about ready to explode, and the ref was like,
but remember, Joppy lost his daughter that time.
Yeah, he did.
I mean,
I don't think nothing was gonna stop him.
He wasn't doing anything to win either.
Yeah, he did.
I find it hard to watch some of those old Hopkins fights because those are some eyesore fights.
Yeah, no kidding.
Watching, you couldn't pay me to watch the Robert Allen fight. Any of them. The wrestle.
They were horrible. They were the 160 version of Winky and Bronco McCarthy. This is a senseless trilogy for no reason.
Yeah, a bunch of wrestle fest.
Yeah, and this is when I like when someone goes on the whole B-Hop or a Triple G argument or whatever, and I used to say that their reigns are similar, and and motherfuckers would be like, oh well, B-Hop at least lost to Roy Jones. Like he lost to Roy Jones. That's the point. He didn't beat Roy Jones, and then it's like
one hand.
And it's like, what's so remarkable about B-Hop's reign? Yes, he was a good middleweight champion, but there are certain opponents in there that he shouldn't have fought 3 times like Robert Allen. There's no way.
He beat a couple welterweights.
Yeah, like I say, people don't like to hear it.
He lost to Jermaine Taylor after going on Friday Night Fights and showing how he throws a telegraph 1-2.
Yeah.
How he was going to counter it, but he couldn't fight for more than 5 rounds.
Yeah, that's when his stamina. Because the Jockey fight was the last of the real prime-ish B-Hop before he went downhill. Slowly, not a lot.
Nah, he was draining himself at that 160. He couldn't make it no more.
Yeah,
that's really what it was.
Yeah,
I'm glad he was in the Eastman fight.
There's a thing he was calling himself the executioner. Yeah, those fights were executing me, but
yeah, the Eastman fight. Oh, God, that was an eyesore. That was another one I couldn't stand.
Yeah, that Eastman fight was horrible.
But
enough of that. Let's get into this because we went from talking about some exciting ass Floyd fights and Roy Jones fights to some damn snoozers with Hopkins. So the boxing part of this shit done expired.
It be like that sometimes, boxing, it's like, first, how many degrees of separation, it's very easy to go off in different directions with these cats, Oh man.